this is Dan Johnson from StockKid, which you can find at stockkid.wizardsparadise.com, and this is for my YouTube channel, youtube.com/theStockKid. And so the other day I posted about what my portfolio was doing yesterday on Friday, the March 11th of 2011, of course, and obviously I showed how the stocks in my portfolio are doing, but I didn't really get much of a chance to talk about my portfolio and why I'm investing in these stocks. I'm going to go into them in much more detail later, but I think I should give a brief synopsis right now of what is going on in my portfolio. So, first, Apple, and I talked about them a little, but I didn't cover them that much. The reason I'm invested in Apple, not just because I like them, is because of their market cap in relation to other tech companies in similar positions. I'm going to go into this in more detail later, but Microsoft at its time had a market cap of about $540 billion at one point, and they were selling they were selling a lot. They were selling pretty much every computer, let's just say 90% of the computers back then. And they were making about $100 per sale because they only get the money from the OEM. So with Apple, though, their computer only makes up a third of their revenue, their computer sales, and they had sold they're making just so much more money from the computers. Their sales are about 40% of what Microsoft's were there because the sales have gone up a lot and they have about 20% of the market, so it's about doubled. So they have about 40% of the sales that Microsoft did, but at the same time they're making pretty much all the money on it now. Of course, not nearly all the money, but they're making a lot more than Microsoft. I guess on the average sale, they probably make about $400, I guess. And that means that they'd be more valuable than Microsoft even there. But let's just be more conservative. Let's say they're making $250 per sale. Okay, and Microsoft is making $100 per sale. So if they were making then about 40% of the sales that Microsoft was making at that time, then since they're making so much money, more money per sale, 2.5, that's about equal to that. But that's only a third of the sales that Microsoft, that Apple is making. And you may say that Microsoft was overvalued, sure, but still, Apple stock is just ridiculously undervalued just by that one metric there that I just talked about. Now, Amazon, I bought the stock. I think it's at a pretty cheap price, $168 per share. Not a cheap stock, but for what it's worth, I think it's a cheap price. Because it has so much potential. More and more people are shopping online, and as more and more people get the internet and shopping online, they're going to turn to Amazon. And I think that Amazon's just going to continue to have a lot of growth in the future as more and more people buy online. So, ATVI, Activision Blizzard, they're the maker of video games and things, like Call of Duty, or I don't really know the games because I'm not a big video game player, but I think they make World of Warcraft 2. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they do. I don't know the exact video game titles that they make, but I know they make, most of the major games like that. And, I think they're just undervalued for their stock price. And $11.05 a share, pretty good price for this company, and I think it can continue to go up in the future, especially with what's going on with more and more people getting video games, as I said, especially in other countries. Bridgepoint Education. This is a stock that offers online education. It's not the leader in the field, but that's what a lot of people are going to be doing in the future, because college is getting just so expensive. It's just a waste of money to go. I mean, because you're really not going to recuperate it unless you're like going to be like a lawyer or a doctor or something like that. So online education is a really good choice right now for a lot of people, and Bridgepoint Education is just, I'll talk about the valuation later, but the value of it is just so low compared to what it could be. As the Motley Fools put it, they said, even though the stock is rapidly growing, it's traded like it's going out of business. It's really just ridiculous how low it is per share. Cognex Corporation, and see what they do is with manufacturing products, they make machines that do quality control, like making sure that the machines do the right job, so humans don't have to be standing by, and everyone's going to have that in the future, and they're poised to be the leader in that field. So I think they're a really good stock. Dolby Digital. I don't know if the company's going to grow that much in the future, but I know the stock is trading really cheap compared to what it could be, and I think you can get good returns on that. Hasbro, toys are going to be here. Another cheap stock that I think has a good valuation. And Netflix. Now, a lot of people think Netflix is about to go down. I don't think so. The Facebook videos, $3 per video, and they're going to charge more in the future. Come on, and people don't have enough bandwidth to be able to be streaming videos like that, especially if they want them in good quality. And it's just so expensive. I really don't think that's going to be a big competitor. Netflix, is ridiculously cheap, and you just get the movie put on your TV or on your computer as well. So I really don't think Facebook movies is going to pose as a huge threat to Netflix. I don't think there's any truth to the rumor that Netflix is working with Facebook, as the CEO talked about Facebook as a competitor, but he said we're not more worried about them than any other competitor. And I think Netflix, bottom line with Netflix, I think they're undervalued. And as I was saying, bottom line, are they going to get more users? They have 20 million users. I think it'll take a while for it to get so that streaming like that is cheap enough and fast enough so that computers can handle it. And I think, bottom line, Netflix is just going to continue to go up in membership. So that's my portfolio right now. As I mentioned in a previous video, my up-down account had gotten hacked because it was one of the top accounts, and someone managed to hack it somehow. So I'm having to start over and reallocate my positions, and so certainly, obviously, this isn't diversified enough, but of course I'm going to be getting a lot more stocks in the future, and I'll probably be making an update video on my portfolio every 2 to 3 weeks, and certainly a video every day talking about why the stocks went where they did, and I'll go into more detail with these stocks in the future as well. But this was just an overview of what my portfolio looks like. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Check my website, stockkid.reservesparadise.com, and check my YouTube channel, youtube.com/thestockkid, youtube.com/thestockkid. So see you there. Bye.